According to Prigozhin, Wagner has launched recruitment centers in 42 Russian cities. He is concerned about the availability of ammunition. The founder of the Wagner mercenary company, Yevgeny Prigozhin, stated on Friday that while he had praised the Russian government for a heroic rise in ammunition output, he was still concerned about shortages affecting both his troops and the Russian army as a whole. Wagner, according to Prigozhin, launched recruitment centers in 42 Russian cities. In spite of the colossal resistance of the Ukrainian armed forces, we will go forward. Despite the sticks in the wheels that are thrown at us at every step, we will overcome this together, he said. Reuters reports Prigozhin said his men had started to receive ammunition deliveries labeled as produced in 2023. He said ammunition was now being produced in huge quantities, which cover all the necessary needs. In the same audio message, he also expressed concerns by saying, "I am worried about ammunition and shell shortages not only for the Wagner private military company but for all units of the Russian army." The establishment of recruitment centers in numerous locations was announced on Friday by Colonel Yevgeny Prigozhin, the leader of the Russian mercenary company. Prigozhin, who has frequently blasted Russia's top brass, claimed battlefield wins before the Russian military, and charged the military with withholding ammunition from his soldiers, is currently embroiled in a power struggle with the defense ministry. Prigozhin has acknowledged suffering significant losses, at one point publishing a graphic image of rows of Wagner dead, and has engaged in a public dispute with Russian military leaders over ammo shortages. 40,000 prisoners that Prigozhin had recruited from Russian jails with the prospect of a free pardon, provided they survived 6 months, were included in the estimate of 50,000 combatants Wagner had in Ukraine made in January by the United States. He claimed, however, that he was no longer permitted to employ prisoners in February. Unable to be independently verified, Ukrainian officials have stated that almost 30,000 of Wagner's fighters had deserted, been killed, or suffered injuries. Prigozhin expressed his gratitude to the government for a heroic rise in ammunition output in another audio message on Friday, but he said that he was still concerned about shortages for both his soldiers and the Russian army as a whole. Prigozhin said his men had been blown away by the fact they had started to receive ammunition deliveries labeled as produced in 2023. He said ammunition was now being produced in huge quantities, which cover all the necessary needs. But he then appeared to contradict himself, saying, "I am worried about ammunition and shell shortages not only for the Wagner private military company but for all units of the Russian army."